4K is going to be fine. By the time they're ready to get a 4K TV, the PS5, which might be able to use whatever it is, 4K, maybe.
They're waiting for the market
Yeah.
to increase on 4K televisions before they really put something that's outside of Sony. You figure Samsung is probably the next best. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I think they would have some kind of idea. They are pretty cheap now, though, 4K TVs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're under 1,000 for a 40-inch, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like I was looking at one recently. I can't remember where or I don't remember what it was, but I know it was a Samsung. I know it was 4K, and I know it was over 40 inches. Whether that be 40 inches on the dot, or 42, or 50 something, like it was 40 something, above 40 something, and I think it was like $700 or something like that. So I
Okay.
mean,
Okay.
they're going down to a reasonable price. I think at this point, it's safe to say people just gotta go out and buy one, and the justification comes down to how long ago did you buy your last television? If you bought a
Yeah.
television recently in the last like 5 years, most people will be like, "Well, I don't want to spend $800 on something I already have that's decent." You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's one of those
Exactly.
things. They're looking for that generational swap, and they thought it was going to come with the VR stuff, or excuse me, not with the VR, with the 3D stuff, and it didn't come with
Yeah.
the 3D stuff. Now there's the VR stuff and everything. I think that's the big point about the Pro that most people aren't really talking about. That's interesting is the fact that it helps out the VR,
Right.
and
Yeah.
that's the real thing, that's the reason why you would want to get it, is to help the VR. Because as far as I've heard, the resolutions on VR are good. They're not bad, but the quality of the graphics themselves could be better. At this
Mhm.
point, they said that as far as what I've heard from people who have actually played with the VR, that's the one complaint, is that not everything is up to the rest of the quality that we get nowadays on a television, which is understandable, but you know, it'll help
Mhm.
having a better system.
Mhm. Right on. Um, do you have any other thoughts about PlayStation Pro? Well, PlayStation Pro.
Well,
Attack of the Afro.
I mean, it's just like he. Rush kind of got it, man. That's basically what I was feeling because I look at the PlayStation Pro is like the machine that can handle the transition into virtual reality. Like, and then when the 5 comes out, it's gonna be VR is the coolest thing in the world. Everyone, you love it, you love it, you love it, and we're gonna be like, yeah, we got a little taste of it, and the Pro is like that transition console basically. But I think that's gonna be good, man. Like I went to the Taco Bell pop up shop in downtown NYC, bro, and like playing VR was like it was just crazy, man.
they
I
had the pop up down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to like give me the heads up
All
on that.
right. All right.
Puts it
Flag
on
down.
Twitter.
All
You're
right.
right. Just a flag down
Well, this is my
something
thing,
because I
dude.
don't know nothing.
If I take a crap, I'm talking about it on Twitter. I tell everybody, I tell people when I'm doing everything and
Yeah.
hours before. So, bro, it was cool though, man. I waited an hour and a half though, but I got free tacos, so
Yeah, some game just to sit there and eat tacos.
I got my free tacos. So
I
I'm,
mean,
I'm, I'm cool with
VR. I
that.
don't know if I want to have play the VR before or after though. It's depending on
It
the
was
game, I
it
guess.
was there was a luge game that they had, and then there
Oh
was
yeah, I remember that.
it was I ended up playing the deep where they like put you in like a submersible and there's a shark going around and shit, and like it was actually really crazy.
Terrifying.
Yeah, I knew that the shark was gonna come at me and like rip open the gate and try and attack me, but like so I wasn't scared, but I could see how people who don't really play video games and don't see the linear progression, they're like, okay, something bad's gonna happen soon, or but like at one point I'll say, and it got me interested in VR. You're just sitting there, and the fact that you could look down and you see stuff below you, and you look up and you quote unquote see stuff above you and below you. It's just really really interesting, man. Because at some point, we were going up in the submersible, and the light was coming down. And there are all these water fish poop particles floating around,
Hmm.
and I look up and I went like this because like I really thought it was gonna get in my eye, and then I'm like, well, dude, I'm freaking underwater too. What am I doing? I would like it's just your brain really plays tricks on you, and like I'm
Yeah.
excited to see that if the Pro is gonna give enough leg for developers, like when it comes to the 5, it's gonna be just like banging. That's really, 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 really I hope happens. We'll see. We'll see.
They need to.
Yeah.
They need to do justice to the company because that PS3 was it better have just been a trip up and not a you know.
I mean, in all reality, like PS3 in the end came out, selling more than the Xbox 360. So to be fair, like it did pretty well, but it struggled a lot in its
Yeah,
early
but
years.
yeah, especially on the startup. Like they need to get stronger at that. That's the one
Yeah.
thing that they always lose people on is their initial pitch. It's like every single one of them is a bad first date, but then an awesome second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right, right.
it's just like it's like getting a homeless guy like dinner, and then all of a sudden like he turns out to clean up to be Brad Pitt. So it's like
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
just turn around and give me like shit at first and expect me to just stand around and wait for you to figure it out. Like figure it out first, motherfucker. I'm paying you for this.
It's
Seriously.
so true, though. Yeah. And I don't know if you guys want to talk about the canceled Silent Hill game because I think the more interesting things we have to talk about are during the hot topics.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Let's do that because this podcast is going on pretty long. So since we've been talking about the PS4 Pro, talked about some of the things about the Xbox Scorpio as well, and how that's going to be like a beast of a machine once that releases. When is it right for gamers to make that switch to PC gaming, or
Hmm.
is there a scenario where they shouldn't make that
Yes,
switch to PC gaming?
there's
And what are your
always.
reasons? So
Oh, please.
Icarus, I want you to go
Yeah,
first on
because
this.
I'm jumping on these motherfuckers. So
Yeah.
I played. That's all I like to play at first. Like if I was playing a hacking slash or I was playing something like an adventure game, just something with more mobility issues, third person type stuff, then consoles. But first person shooters, strategies, like anything that you could think of that didn't involve like a lot of the motions being complex. I was all on PC, and I can tell you that a lot of things can affect your experience on PC. And the main thing being, if you have no idea what the hell you're doing with a PC and you don't understand specifications, don't bother.
Right.
Don't bother
Mm,
with the video games unless you got like some souped up, unless you got a lot of money and you buy yourself one of those Alienwares or the XPSs or something like that, where it's just like stupid amount of money and you're good for like 2 3 years. Even then, I would say don't bother because if you don't understand specifications, if you don't understand the differences between something along the lines of like if you weren't one of those people back in the day that understood that some games work better on Nvidia and some games didn't or work better on ATI, like if you didn't understand those types of things and you didn't understand why they were significant, then it's not worth it. It
It's
just
too late
isn't
now.
because PC, yeah, I mean PS4 and Xbox can give you something that's almost exactly the same.
Hmm.
Now, granted, there are a few differences, mainly in the additional content category for PC that changed things up. But even the Xbox with Fallout, they've tried to add the modding community in there. I mean, if they can do something else, it'd be great. But I don't see that. But either way, yeah, consoles are just as good, and they're a lot less complex and can give you just the same, almost the exact same experience. So if you don't know PCs and you don't understand PCs, and it also depends on the friends. Like if your
mhm.
friends are mainly on a PS4, then stay on PS4 because if you start playing games like PC games and Xbox games, then you're not going to get the full experience when it comes down to multiplayer. If you're a single player gamer, then by all means, do you. But
Thank you.
the community is a big thing. The community is definitely a big thing, and that
Mhm.
should that you were talking about earlier that you shouldn't play games only based on what people your audience wants you to be playing. You should be wanting to play what you want to play. It's the
Yeah.
same thing for the console. I totally understand that perspective of playing what you want to play, but that also comes down to community as well and how
Right.
much that affects your experience. So
Right. No, definitely, man. It's just do you.
be hard. It'd be
Do you, boo boo.
Yes.
That's how I feel like. Just do you, boo boo. That's how it needs to
Self.
be. Because you force it, man. Can't do that.
hmm
Ugh.
Yeah, it's too sometimes it's too try hard. I mean honestly like my first person shooter experience on PCs will never be compared like consoles just don't feel the same I mean FPSs don't feel the same on consoles.
Right. Right.
And it's one of those things where like if I had the computer to do it, I would do it, but I just don't. So,
Yeah,
that's where I lean towards the additions to consoles not being as steep of prices.
sure.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Because even here with this PS4 Pro, how much is that going to cost? 400.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, that's the price of a current generation video card. You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
At
right.
Like
best,
a mid
that's
tier.
Yep,
Yeah.
yeah, mid tier, not
yep.
even
Yeah.
like a full top end one. So, that's just a video card. You still got all of the other pieces you gotta get still.
Yeah. The
It's crazy,
case,
man.
Yeah,
power
like,
supply, the
okay, I bought a
motherboard.
PS4 2 years ago, and now I have another one that I might consider buying. Like, 2 years on a PC. I got my PC 2 years ago, and I
Right.
can barely play PS4 games now and Xbox, like the generation, that quality of game now. So,
It's tough, man.
yeah,
It's
it's absolutely that.
that's what makes it really tough. You just said it, dude. That's what makes it really really suck. All that money, dude. It's like,
Yep.
ooh, do I really really go all in? Do I not? Do I be a hobbit and not play games for 4 years so I could use a computer that could last for 5 years, maybe?
Right.
But man, for Shell's PC, she says in my chat here, said that it's and I won't lie by the way because I finally figured out how to capture it, but
Nice.
it's a lag in audio, but my people are cool. They're okay. Hers cost
Yeah.
$1,300. Mine was about $1,900.
Yeah.
And it's
I'm
like it's not gonna last.
No, I spent $1,100 like 3 years ago on this thing, and
Yeah,
like I said, I'm obsolete at this point by sure.
yeah.
Or by
As long as you get
I
a
have
big area, a big tower, you should be good to kind of pull things. It's all about the motherboard,
yeah.
man. It really
Yeah,
is.
it really is. Yeah, you're right. I mean, if it wasn't for the motherboard, like my motherboard on my last computer, I wanted so badly to put like additional video cards and additional RAM into it, and it was just that
Right.
max setting.
Make sure you got them slots. Get them
Yeah, I know,
slots.
man. I know. Well,
Uh,
and especially the size of the cards themselves. Sometimes they take up
yeah.
two or three.
Right.
And I have on my Twitch channel, of course, people can see I have a of the PC rig that I'm trying to build. And I talked about this a little bit earlier today on stream and off stream as well. Whenever I stream like my games on Xbox or PS4, I'm usually, if not definitely, streaming directly from the console. But now I transitioned to streaming because I have a Mac
Right.
and I run boot camp on my Mac right now. So that's how I'm
Oh,
actually
nice.
doing
Okay.
this right now because like doing most stuff on Mac in terms of like live streaming and like video content creation and like
Elgato. I mean,
Elgato,
OBS.
it gets a
OBS, I meant.
it gets a little complicated. Like I have to start using like third and fucking fourth party apps to
Yeah.
Oh
like capture
man.
video or like audio as opposed
Audio.
to just
That was crazy what you were trying to explain to us that day. What were we doing that day that you were like fiddling around with the audio and then it completely cut out? Oh, it was you were streaming, I think.
bro.
Yeah,
Bro.
that was crazy. He
I
completely cut out of his audio just because he adjusted one number instead of like
Well,
it was just stupid. It was one
that's
number.
a running joke in my channel. Like they're like, "Yo, Afro always got the audio issues," and like, that's happening right now. It's a delayed audio, and like there's times
yeah.
when I'll have the sound capture software open for Elgato, and the sound will work, and then I'll minimize it, and the sound won't work, and I'm like, wait, what?
It's usually like to do with the USB.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
USB 3.0 is not on the unless you got like a brand new Elgato, they're not
Right,
on there. So
right.
that has a lot to do with it. Data streaming through that or
Yeah,
through.
and people in chat are like, "Yo, only has a monster PC." You guys are misunderstanding what I'm saying. That's the PC. The link that you see on my Twitch channel is the PC I'm trying to build.
Yeah,
That's what I want to get. So the one I have right now is literally I can take a pic. I took a picture of it on my Twitter. You guys can see the picture. I'll put the link to my info here. Where I just took a picture of like my setup that I have in my living room right now, where like my iMac is just on the floor. I have a camera
yeah.
set up over here where you guys are looking at me. My TV's over there. Have this fucking microphone. Like it's very not like it's very jerry rigged. I
It's
have
all
like my
good.
Wikipedia
Hey
here.
man, whatever works, right?
Yeah, dude.
Whatever works.
Yeah, man. It's not the best scenario, but it's working. And I used to have an issue where like I had the Elgato hooked up to my Windows side, but it wasn't working properly. Like there was some miscommunication somewhere, and Oh, I thought he was frozen.
Oh, I know. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I know it looked like it for me too, so that's why I stayed there.
I should have just said.
And I was trying to like get the content from the computer over to the PC, but it wasn't working. It was like delaying the audio, or like it was unsyncing the video. Like the game capture started getting like 3 minutes behind. Like I just couldn't do it. So I don't know what happened now, but because my computer, I technically erased everything on my computer. I'm an idiot. It's working now. So that's been interesting.
It's so fun to do that when you're doing comments. I'm just saying, doing the freeze and making people think you're frozen. It really is so much fun.
It's so funny.
They're like, wait,
I'm dead. I'm dead.
it's like, no, I'm good. Just kidding. But yeah, the good old PCs, man. I'm so happy I'm back though. I really am.
Yeah, and I think I want to start doing more PC gaming. There's a couple of games that have come out recently, especially, or are coming out that like,
I'm glad you are too. I'm
yeah,
glad you are too, because it's annoying not being able to play with anybody like at
Yeah.
all ever.
yeah. You guys should definitely know each other on Steam as well, so you'll have a chance to play with each other. But I'll
Yeah,
probably get
man.
Overwatch on PC as well because like I love that game.
Well, I got it on both.
Hellgas Soldier.
I got it on PS4 and
Oh, you
PC.
do have it
So
on PS4. Okay,
yeah,
that's good to hear then.
yeah.
Hellgas Soldier, brother. That's all.
Is
you
it?
need to know
All right,
about
all
my
right,
team.
sweet,
Hellgas
sweet.
Soldier. I was very early on. I've had that account for like 10 years.
Really?
That's it. Yeah, I was the first person to take that name for
Wow.
Killzone. That was the Killzone.
So
thing.
it's Hellgas Soldier, yeah?
Yeah, gassed. Like
Gas.
gassed.
Okay, okay, there we go. Oh, yo,
G-A-S-T.
Pogo reference, holla. Did I hear you say ghastly? Did I? No?
Gassed.
Okay.
So my biggest takeaway from PC gaming is that like yeah, like you pretty much hit the nail on the head, Dave. Like people, I need to stop saying that. Ikarush. Um,
You bastard.
I know I'm the
Yeah,
worst.
whatever.
Throw my
I've gone
government
through
out
two
there.
different names. Nobody knows what to call me on the streams and shit anymore. Because
Well,
based on my PS4 and my Xbox, it's two different names. So.
yeah. But Icarus hit the nail on the head though. A lot of it comes down to where your friends are playing, but also comes down to what you're willing to put up with in terms of frustrations. Because PC
No,
gaming,
that's right.
yeah,
It's the reality. I mean, what are you gonna do? It's but you get better experiences. That's the thing.
that's true.
I don't want to like marginalize I mean, because I've been on PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One for since the PS3 came out. It's been what I've been playing on. Actually, my computer died in like '09. My big rig died in like '09 or 2010, somewhere around there, and that was it. I threw it away, and I was just like, I'm done with PCs. Like that was like a $2,400 PC back in the day.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
I got it
yeah.
in like '06 with the first gig video card,
Yeah.
and the it popped on me basically.
Oh
So,
man.
and
I'm hoping that
and
doesn't happen with the build that I'm trying to make now, man, because it's almost $2,000, like what
yeah,
I built.
but you got to spend. You
You
got to.
do,
Yep.
It's one of those things. But
especially
you
if you're trying to
you gotta
stream,
watch
because
out.
you want to play it. You want to play it high res for you, and you want
Yeah.
people at home to be able to enjoy.
Well, it's also embarrassing. Not for nothing. When you're
Yeah,
playing
you-
on like low quality and everybody's sitting there like, oh man, look at this game. No, your game looks like
Yeah.
shit because your computer is garbage.
Thank
Well, the
God.
interesting thing is, anytime I stream, like I was streaming Star Citizen on here, and my graphics card is technically a mobile graphics chip, so
Right.
it's not that powerful at all.
Right.
And I play the game on like 720p, and people on stream saying, aside from the frame rate being shit, they're like, "Yo, it looks fucking great though. It looks amazing."
Yeah.
So
There's
don't know.
there's some games I can play. I got like a 2 gig video card and 12 gigs of RAM. I mean, I'm not slouching, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
at the same time, it's just games get better and better and better and better. Do you
Right.
remember what it was like to pay for a PC that could play Crisis 1?
Oh my God, man. That's when I started playing with
Sell
mods
your
too,
soul.
in Elder Scrolls. Like
Yeah.
it was
That
just
was
getting
just a
insane
brutal
then.
time. That was a very brutal time on the wallet. Like, you can't do that kind of stuff.
When I had my big mighty Alienware, thinking I was such a tough guy.
I had mixed PS.
Oh
I had mixed PS.
man.
That was fine.
But yeah, I mean, I honestly feel like it's you guys got it all. You guys covered it all. Honestly, you really did with the Switch. It's super important. Just stay with what you love and what you like to do. Like, don't
Yeah.
switch over and if you're gonna go all in, or if you're gonna play, just go all in, dude. Like you guys were saying, like it's really important to have the tech there to back you up, or you're just gonna, like you said, it's gonna be embarrassing. Like it doesn't need to be. It's gonna be less fun for you because you're worrying about your computer performance when you should be worrying about having fun. You know?
Yeah, that's why I like
That's the
the
best thing to
PlayStation and
say.
the Xbox. Like you just go on, and you just worry about the experience and getting
You
people
can
to.
make it more advanced, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
for the most part, there's enough basics to it to make everything streamlined. For you.
So a couple of more things on the podcast. We talked about this a little bit earlier. This is pertaining to spin-offs.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
When, when, when are spin-offs okay? And I use this with the preface of talking about Metal Gear Survive. So this is kind of a multi-tiered question.
Right.
So first of all, when are spin-offs okay? Second of all, how do you feel about Metal Gear Survive?
Hmm.
garbage, 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 garbage,
Yeah.
garbage.
I don't really think I'm gonna be investing any money or time in that. I hate to sound like a jerk, but like
Fuck
I
them.
don't know,
They
man.
did something so stupid.
Doesn't
At
feel
least
real.
put some effort.
Right, right. It doesn't feel
Put
like
fucking effort.
I don't know, complete.
Did you guys see the TGS gameplay?
No, they did. They put
I
some.
saw.
Use it yesterday.
I believe it was yesterday. That's one of the reasons why we had to wait a little while to put the agenda actually together because this stuff literally coming out so I'll put a link in the chat
Nice.
on Twitch so you guys can check that out as
I
well.
gotta see what it's about because I love zombies and anything survival related. Really, really awesome. But still, it's just like what the what?
Well, you've now taken, I think what everybody can agree is one of the best franchises of all time in video game history. Like, I think if there was a Hall of Fame for video games, Metal Gear is probably right at the top of the list from 90% of the video gaming community, right?
Right, right.
So it's one of those things where you've now taken basically the equivalent of like the best football player ever in the Hall of Fame, and you put him in, dressed him in a tutu, and told him to go out and fucking run around in the sprinklers and make that into a sport. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like you've completely botched the what is one of the most prestigious franchises in all of video gaming, and you I think I feel a little bit like they're raping it.
We
I
should
feel
do.
a
We
little
should
bit
do like
like they're raping
Zelda. Do like Zelda Ocarina of Zombies. Like it's just like
it.
it definitely feels like a bastardized version of what just didn't need to
Exactly.
happen. I don't know. It's
No,
horrible.
you're right.
It's something
Nah.
it's something
Anything.
that I don't think anyone really asked for.
No, nobody did.
um
Who the
in,
fuck would ask for that?
in addition to be fair, like one of the things that I asked for as like a personal player, like I want to be able to play Metal Gear Solid 5 co-op.
Yes, that would
I
be
didn't
fun.
realize what I would be asking for was a zombie version of the
Yeah.
game.
Resident Evil Outbreak is basically what you're getting.
Right.
Yeah, they don't even have a name for those creatures. Like when they did the gameplay video, they just kept referring to them as the creatures. These are the enemies that you'll fight the most. These are the creatures. I'm like,
Cool
you don't
story,
even have
bro.
a fucking name for
Right.
them.
They can so go to hell.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna be, like I said, investing any time or money into it. It just kind of feels like I have other games that I need to be playing. That's not variety to me. That's not something I want to put into my variety right now. Like,
exactly.
if I'm gonna do variety, I'm gonna play old school Metal Gear Solid One and just start knocking on doors and walls nonstop
Yeah.
and like you know what I mean. I'm gonna play that to get some variety because that's quality, man. They just did this to try and get the what I think is gonna be the end of the zombie craze. It's been oversaturated for like maybe the last year and a half. And in
Oh,
our
for the last
culture,
Couple.
five
in our
years
culture,
at least.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
in
Five,
gaming, I'm
but
thinking the last year and a half, and in our culture and just in general media, like you just said, the last 5, dude. It's like it's been insane. So
I mean, it's
so-
always been a significant portion of our you know our society, and we go through waves: werewolves, zombies, vampires, and we do that constantly. So
right.
we're in just a huge zombie phase right now because the world is kind of apocalyptic feeling with certain political things and stuff like that are going on that we're just, we shouldn't even really get into. But it's one
Yeah.
of those things where there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and we're in an apocalyptic feel. We're not in a fantasy
And art
romance
imitates
vampire
life
feel.
and all that good stuff.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, people at home, I think will have further discussions in the comment section. In addition to on Twitter and stuff like that. Again, the links to follow everyone's Twitter are on here. But if you are listening on iTunes and cannot see anything because you can only do so much with your ears, you can follow myself at BlackOni on Twitch, and on Twitter BlackOni6. I might be getting the BlackOni name on Twitter shortly.
Ooh,
Okay,
tell
I'm
me more.
so I got in touch with the person who owns BlackOni, and he's going through
nice.
a rebranding, and
Nice. There you go.
he was saying that
He shouldn't have said that. He should have charged you like 150.
Like a
that would have been
jerk.
dirty though.
I
'Cause I
know.
mean, like he goes by a couple of things right now, so it's been frustrating for him too because he's got like a bunch of things going on, so he's trying to consolidate it all. You can go to Chris, who's no longer on the podcast right now. Yo,
That
it's
guy.
Yodu at Twitch, and Chris underscore Lascano on Twitter. Uh, you got Ikarush. You can go to his Twitch, Ikarush with a 5 instead of an S. Same on Twitter. And we have Attack of the Afro, which is Attack of the Afro on both Twitch and
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Everywhere, worldwide, wide,
Hey, wait.
wide.
Is your afro real?
Oh God, man, it's legit. Here, it's legit. I got to the point where, so I'm super excited to go to TwitchCon. I even got it on my business cards now.
I saw
believe it.
that. That's why
I had to, dude. Like, there's gonna be no question in it right away. Like, come on, man. This shit is so real. Trust me. It definitely is.
I would show mine off right now, but
Yeah, you got like what the hell's that guy's name again? I always forget his name.
I can't help you with that.
Oh, you know who it is though. I know you know.
Bob Ross?
There you go.
There you
Okay.
go.
Yeah, he's got the Bob Ross going on right now.
I definitely do. Shout out to Bob Ross. I love
No,
him. Man.
no, Will does. I'm
Ross.
saying. Will.
Yeah, I'm
Will
glad-
has
Oh,
Bob
oh,
Ross
does
going
he?
on. Yeah, no, your thing is like Technicolor Dreamcode-ish. His is like Bob Ross.
I gotta see it. Why you hiding it, bruh?
because
Yeah.
I didn't. It's not done right now.
Alright.
Come
I
on,
I
show
feel
the
you.
Bob
I
Ross.
feel you.
It's not even going to be. But I am planning on getting dreads though. So that
Gotta make
is-
sure. I was thinking about it, man, but well, I don't know. I'm not gonna. I just like it.
my
I just like it
afro.
natural.
I think my afro is actually, like,
It's pretty nice, dude.
That's
yeah,
pop.
right. Like, well,
That's pop.
It's
like
pretty nice.
like the white kids with the penguin from
I can do
Gotham.
that, dude. I could do that. Hold on.
Okay.
Let's see.
You can't do that. Yeah.
I kind of do it a little bit. Look at that. You got something there. Here, if I pull these back, let's pull this back.
Oh my God!
Right.
You got it's crusty.
And then pull it down.
It's crusty.
You could do something at least.
I wanted to make a quick announcement before we put this podcast to a close. The next podcast is going to have obviously we have a very special guest on this podcast today. Attack of the Afro. He's a pretty legit guy. I like him. I saw his streams before. He saw mine. We've been friends for a while. I had the fortune of being friends with a very legendary developer as well. The BioShock collection just released,
Ooh, yeah.
and I will be having Ken Levine on the next BlackOni podcast. We have to keep it at an hour and a half for that one because I told him that's how long it'll be. But I'm extremely excited for that because he's a super, super, super nice, thoughtful, and smart guy. I'm really excited for you guys to have an opportunity to listen to him live and interact with the group while we're talking to him and asking him questions. He did BioShock, he did SWAT, he did I think System Shock as well.
Yes.
He did a variety of different games, and some that are considered by many to be some of the best in gaming.
Right.
Yeah, so it means that I've never played them because I have an issue with playing games unless if there's more than one. Like,
Well, the BioShock collection is only like $60. Amazon,
Yeah.
you
What
can
if
get it
it's
for $47
like
if you got
SOCOM
Prime.
4?
oh my God, SOCOM nice. Oh, I remember playing SOCOM Navy SEALs way back in the day, man.
I lived it, man. I lived it. addicted.
I'm
Number
like,
one, my stepfather told me about that game like 2 weeks before the first game came out. He's like,
really?
"Hey, he doesn't even play video games. Hey, have you heard about this game, SOCOM? No, what is it? I don't know. Let's buy it." And I'm like, okay, it's a free game. I'll
Yeah,
take it.
right. I'm like, am I talking to
Every
people?
day for 6 years, I played that fucking game.
Really? That's so funny, dude.
Yes,
Oh my
it
god.
was all through middle school and high school, pretty much. I played that game every day.
I just couldn't believe that I was talking to people, and these are people in my ears right now, and I'm playing
Yeah.
interweb games with them, or playing interweb games, because I like my whole thing is before SOCOM, and like that like was real multiplayer to me. Like I played Rainbow Six religiously on PC,
Yes.
like Eagle Watch, Rogue Spear, Urban Ops, like all of those. And when multiplayer came out for that, I forgot what I played on. I don't even remember what platform I played on. Oh man, like it was some weird like multiplayer connection thing to join lobbies together. What was it called? Oh man. Nah, I don't remember. No. It was. This is a while back, man. This is like maybe
Raptor?
like 90.
Something like
Oh
Oh,
no, it
90?
wasn't Raptor. It was like 98, maybe 98, 99.
I think Raptor was the one that was around
That's the
then.
little
It was
that's the
like
little
the
dinosaur
yeah,
thing, right?
yeah. The
Oh
orange
man,
thing. I don't
yeah,
remember what it was.
yeah.
It was like orange something, but anyways, yeah. SWAT is really good, and he did that. Tribes, he did. What were the other ones that you said again? What were the other two?
System
Bioshock,
Shock,
System
Bioshock.
Shock. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and he's got a huge list of games. So, dude's pretty big. Will's
That's
got
awesome,
us
dude.
going in a huge he's got us going in a huge way. I mean, he's got us meeting people that I don't think we'd otherwise have ever been able to get the good graces of meeting. So,
Nice, man.
especially you right here. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
thank
crazy
you.
to think that I
Thank you.
was like 3 blocks from you working
Yeah, I know.
for the last year. Well, for a year before. It was like June I left there, but
Right.
for a year before, and I never even knew you were like right there, man. It's crazy.
People are all over the place. It's awesome people coming
It
out the
really
woodwork.
is.
They just got to find each other.
So,
Yeah.
Exactly. And
it's like
I try to do my best to connect whoever I can, and make connections myself. So,
Yeah,
with
right.
that said, as much as I would love for the podcast to go on for 5 hours, perhaps that wouldn't be best for everyone
No,
involved.
poor Jim's girlfriend will probably kill us before we get to 3.
Right.
I'm pretty fucking close here, so
Right.
let's not try and be a body.
Right. I want to thank my guests so much for coming onto the podcast. You guys have been awesome as always. The podcast with Ken Levine will be the 28th of September, so you're gonna
10
want to.
days.
Yes,
Wow,
it's
wow,
coming up so soon.
wow.
I
That's
have
really
to
quick,
get
man.
I know, dude. I have to get some more interview questions ready because I told him that I would try to get some really creative and interesting questions because I started a series called Through the Lens. That was the series that he started watching actually. He watched my video. He was like, dude, this is really, really good. Like, I love what you did with this. I was like,
That's cool. Feels.
he likes my stuff. So I have some questions for him pertaining to the Bioshock series that I'm going to do for the next video. And Icarush here actually asked some really good questions as well that I'm going to bring into that. So you'll have an opportunity to ask him those questions yourself.
Oh shit! Look, I did the whole journalism thing just to ask the questions. I didn't actually, or to write the questions out. I didn't actually ever ask them. That's kind of.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know about that. I'm just kidding. I'll do it. I don't give a fuck. Whatever, bro. The guy came
Yeah.
from my area. Fuck it. Whatever.
That's cool.
Alright.
Anyway, thank you so much, and we'll catch you on the next stream. I believe Attack of the Afro will be streaming right after this.
I'll actually be probably. I gotta do some adulting a little bit, I
Okay,
think.
okay.
And I really want to try this. I want to try and set up this PS4 remote play thing too to test it out.
Yes,
So that's gonna be my other half of adulting. But I'll
Yes.
definitely be playing later for sure.
Yeah, I will be playing. I'm probably going to take a shower and then play.
Right.
But I will be on as well playing a bunch of stuff. We'll see what happens. But
Hell yeah, man.
Icarush will be playing stuff at some point or another.
That is a very good answer. Thank you for putting it into words for me. Thank you. I appreciate that. I got a tattoo and shit I gotta get, so
Nice.
be a while.
And we'll catch you on the next stream.
This has been too much fun, bro.
Yeah,
Dude, yeah, this was awesome.
I
Come
was
on.
like, holy shit, we've been